Riding in winter can be a truly horrific experience, but with the right kit and clothing, it shouldn't be.
And as the saying goes, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad kit. And in this video, we're going to give you our expert advice on what to wear in winter.
Before we get into the specifics of what to wear, there are a couple of things to consider. First, before setting off, look at the forecast and if it's likely to change during your ride. It can often be freezing first thing and then warm up during the day. Or perhaps it's going to start dry and then rain is on its way.
This impacts the clothing I'll choose. Certain items such as gilets and raincoats pack down really easily than a fuller jacket, so offer good versatility for varied weather. When deciding what to wear, don't just look at the weather. Consider what type of riding you're going to be doing. If you're doing a low intensity ride, maybe wear more because your body isn't going to generate that much heat.
If you're doing a race or a high intensity ride, you can wear less, but you may also want to think about the aerodynamics of what you're wearing. In that case, I'd suggest avoiding things that are looser fitting and can flap around. Something like a Gabba soft shell that's much tighter fitting is going to be much better in that regard, or perhaps this Isadore Medio jacket as well has a nice tight fit.
And the final point about dressing for winter is visibility. The days are shorter, meaning there's less daylight, so we'd always recommend high-vis elements.
Clothing brands are getting really good at integrating high-vis into garments in a way that doesn't make it look like you're in fancy dress as a lemon sherbet or a fire safety warden. And this jacket is a great example. It appears at first sight to be sort of black and stealthy, which is great for those who want that look, but it's actually made from really high-vis reflective material. When you shine a light on this fabric, which is on the front, the sides and the back, all over the place, it actually is super reflective and high-vis. We've seen other examples as too, such as the Osram jacket, which has lights built into it. Base layers form the foundation of your winter cycling outfit, and there's lots of different types out there, but broadly speaking they come in two different categories, either merino wool ones such as this or synthetic. Merino wool ones have a number of advantages in that they're very soft and nice against the skin, and also it has natural antibacterial properties which helps it get a little less stinky, particularly useful at the cafe stop.
Synthetic ones also work really well and are great for wicking sweat. But if it is really cold, we'd recommend wearing a long sleeve base layer and then a long sleeve jacket over the top. But if it's really cold, you could wear a long sleeve jersey underneath too.
Many beginners skimp on base layers and just use a sort of standard t-shirt under their clothing, but something tight-fitting like this will offer much better insulation and also be far more effective at wicking sweat away from your skin and then allowing it to evaporate through your breathable jacket as well. And this is a deep winter base layer, so it's got an added windproof panel on the front, a more built-up collar around the neck, and a really nice feature that you get on some base layers, and this one, are thumb loops. And these, you don't have to wear them the whole time, but they stop you getting a gap between your glove and your sleeve. But also when you put your jacket on, it keeps the sleeve in place and stops it riding up your arm.
There are loads of different types of tights out there, but most brands offer a working temperature range, so you can work out if the tights are going to be warm enough for the conditions that you're riding in.
Yeah, the light gauge tights, which are typically used in the changing seasons, so spring, fall, autumn. And then there's sort of standard medium gauge tights, and then the warmest tights are deep winter tights. An example being these Isadore tights from Isadore I'm wearing now. They offer the greatest amount of insulation. They also feature windproof panels in key locations, help you keep you as warm as possible, and durable water repellent coatings to keep you dry.
It's also good to look out for reflective panelling on the tights too, and some good zips around your ankles, help you get the tights on and off if you've got a big foot like Ollie.
Yeah, and just maintain a nice tight fit around the ankle. There's also tights that don't have chamois in them as well, the idea being that you wear these over a regular set of bib shorts. They can be quite a good versatile option and are often a bit cheaper than a pair of dedicated bib tights with a pad in them.
And it's good because then you can have a favourite pair of shorts and you can wear them all year round.
Every day.
Yeah.
Without washing them.
Definitely wash them.
A key piece of your winter wardrobe is the jacket, and the fit is absolutely crucial. Some people prefer a more relaxed, looser fit and will go up a size in order to achieve that. But personally, I like it to be tight and tailored, and this makes it more aerodynamic, more efficient, and well, personally, I just think it looks better.
In recent past, this meant that you would need a soft shell jacket that was warm but compromised on waterproofing.
However, clothing companies have got a lot better at integrating waterproofing into soft shell jackets that still have that stretch, and this is through big advancements in fabric tech. So for example, this Medio jacket from Isadore that I'm wearing is rated up to 10,000 millimeters waterproofing, but it still has that stretch, so it's still fitted.
Yeah. Also features to look out for on jacket is the little flap at the bottom to keep your bum dry from the spray. A bum flap, yes. Also take seams and good sized pockets. And also jackets like these are breathable, so you don't get sweaty and cold.
And once again, a jacket that has those high vis features that we've spoken about previously. There are lots of different types of gloves out there, and the ones I'm wearing at the moment are kind of like a medium weight glove that are made from a windstopper fabric with some water resistant coating on the outside to help keep your hands a bit dry if there's a shower. But if you're going to be riding in torrential rain, a good option can be neoprene gloves. They work being made out of wetsuit material like a wetsuit. They're designed to sort of absorb that water and then use it as an insulating layer. You can also get gloves made from Vortex. These generally perform very well, but they can be quite expensive. And if I was going to be riding in much colder conditions than this, it's about 8 degrees today. If I was riding close to 0, I'd be wearing a much thicker, more substantial glove than this. And I'd also say factor in where you're going to be riding. If you're going to ride down a mountain and there's a chilly descent, again, because of that wind chill, you might want a thicker glove.
I have found that how cold your hands and feet get are very personal. If you do feel the cold, I'd opt for maybe a thicker pair of gloves. But personally, I'm quite hard, so I wouldn't wear gloves unless it's -degrees.
I'm quite hard.
You're soft, you are.
What you wear on your head is really important because you lose most of your body heat through your head.
I'm a big fan of a skull cap, and I see you are too, Ollie. They keep your ears and your head warm and they fit neatly under your helmet. But just remember to take it off at the cafe because the cosmonaut look, well, it's not a good one.
What are you trying to say? Anyway, a skull cap is really good because they can also extend over your ears and keep your ears warm. And a casquette or cycling cap can also give you a bit of insulation on your head, but they don't normally cover your ears.
They're quite fashionable though, the casquette, aren't they? Yeah. If you can pull them off. As an added bonus, air helmets with fewer vents can be nice in winter because they can be warmer and keep the rain out.
Best way to keep your feet warm is with overshoes, but you need to be aware they come in various different types. So for example, aero overshoes are designed just to make your feet more aerodynamic and not necessarily keep you warmer. And some waterproof overshoes are designed to just keep the water out, but again don't offer much added insulation.
We'd recommend a good set of neoprene overshoes. They're made of the same material that wetsuits are made of. They'll keep your shoes nice and clean and your feet insulated.
Also look for ones that have got a zip on the back. This makes it much easier to take them on or off without damaging them. And you can do it quicker.
Neck warmers are really useful for keeping your neck warm. I mean, the clue's in the name, but also your face if it's feeling particularly chilly.
And something else that's versatile is a rain cape. If you live in a temperate region, such as the UK, then I'd say that they're an essential item. I very rarely leave the house without it, such as the chance of rain. But what I would say is ideally you want to go for one that's lightweight and packable, so that you can stuff it into your jacket or jersey pocket easily, but also one that has a good level of waterproofing and is breathable as well. And in this regard, the Vortex Shake Dry fabric, which is used on quite a few jackets, including this one, is expensive, but it really is the gold standard.
Whew. I also find the rain cape useful for when you're going down descents and you're going to get cold, or after you've stopped at the cafe and you need to get warm.
Yeah, or if you have to stand around at the side of the road while your mate fixes a puncture, which seems to happen all the time in winter.
Always.
Yeah, it's nice having that extra layer.
So there you have it, those are our tips on how to dress for winter. We hope you've found it useful, and let us know your tips down in the comment section below.
And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help. We'll see you in the next one.
Oh, let's go.
Go.
Come on then.
Ollie! Jeepers.
Good video.
Shopper.